brown rice, and brown rice once again. What's up, 23% Nation? This is your man, Coach D. Today I'm back with whole grain of the day, the one and only brown rice. So for those of us who love brown rice, for those of us who prefer white rice, please listen on. Why? Because we're about to dive just a little deeper into the wonderful world of brown rice. All right, first up, a little bit of background information. Rice is an edible, starchy cereal grain that's naturally gluten-free. That's right, naturally gluten-free. So for those of us who are afraid of gluten, for those of us who have gluten allergies, right? Maybe you suffer from celiac disease. Please go ahead and continue eating brown rice. Why? Because it's gluten-free. Also, the cultivation of rice is said to have begun about 6,000 years ago in China, while archaeologists have found rice seeds about 9,000 years old. So there you have it, guys. Brown rice is an ancient, and I do mean old, food. Lastly, rice has its longest history in Asia, where it all continues to be a staple to this day. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, just a little bit of background information about brown rice. All right, now it's time to dive into a few fun facts. Number one, when rice kernels are harvested, they're enclosed in their outmost layer known as the hull or husk. Brown rice only has the hull of the rice kernel removed, so it maintains the grand majority of its inherent nutritional value. When brown rice is further processed to remove the bran as well, then it becomes white rice and loses most of its nutrients as a result of this processing. So, this is the basic reason why you really want to eat the majority of your rice as brown rice, not white rice. In other words, brown rice pretty much has all of its nutritional value, whereas white rice has been stripped because of the processing. So please, if you want more nutrients, eat brown rice. Try to stay away from white rice. All right. Now, but before we dive into the not necessarily the fun facts, we just covered fun facts, but before we dive into the nutrient content, let's talk about the 520 rule. Basically, the 520 rule is all about food labels. It helps us to understand and read food labels. Also, it's a guide to let us know whether or not a food item is a good source or not a good source of any particular nutrient. So, when reading a food label, it's always important to pay special attention to the percent daily value column. Now, if the food item offers 0% to 9% of any particular nutrient, then it is not a good source. If the percent DV is anywhere from 10% to 19%, then it is a good source of that particular nutrient. Lastly, if the food item offers 20% DV or higher, then it is an excellent source of that particular nutrient. Okay, so now that we understand the 520 rule, let's now dive into the nutrient content of brown rice. Now for a single serving, we're simply going to say that it's 1 cup or 8 ounces of cooked brown rice. And so this is what it's going to offer. 216 calories, 44.8 grams of carbs, 5 grams of protein. So for those of us who didn't think that brown rice has protein, guess again. Only 1.8 grams of fat, 3.5 grams of fiber, yummy. Now let's talk about the vitamins and the minerals. Manganese comes in at 88% DV, so it is an excellent source. Selenium comes in at 27% DV, so it's an excellent source. Magnesium, 21%, excellent source. Phosphorus, 16%, it is a good source. Niacin, 15%, good source. Vitamin B6, 14%, good source. Thiamine, 12%, good source. Copper, 10%, good source. Now, when we look at zinc, pantothenic acid, which by the way is one of our 8 B vitamins, iron, folate, calcium, and potassium, Unfortunately, all of these numbers are between 0% and 9%, which basically means that it is not a good source of these vitamins and minerals. But don't, it doesn't really matter. Don't fear. They're in there. So guess what? The more rice you eat, the higher the percent DV goes. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is the nutrient content of brown rice. All right, now let's talk about the health benefits. But before we dive into the health benefits, Coach D wants to lay a little bit of wisdom on you. Guys, I want to talk with you very quickly about the principle of cause and effect, which ultimately is one of the 7 Hermetic principles. And basically it states that every cause has its effect and every effect has its cause. There is no such thing as chance. There is no such thing as luck. Everything happens for a reason. So, how does this apply to brown rice? Well, you got to understand that brown rice has all of those nutrients that we just went over. So guess what? That is the cause. The effect are the health benefits. So let's go through those health benefits one by one. Number 1, brown rice. It boosts heart health. So if you have an unhealthy heart, please eat more brown rice. Also, brown rice enhances nutrient absorption, production of digestive enzymes, bone development, formation of blood clotting factors, and immune system defenses. It also decreases cholesterol levels, lowers diabetes risk, and it's safe for gluten-free diets. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. If your heart is unhealthy, if you're allergic to gluten, if you have high cholesterol levels, and maybe you're at risk for becoming a diabetic, please eat more brown rice. All right. Now it's time for us to visit our website for everything vegan. Yes, say hello to forksoverknives.com. And don't forget to watch the movie, Forks Over Knives. It's amazing. Now, as always, I went to the website, did a little bit of research, and look at what I found. 2 amazing brown rice vegan recipes that I want to share with you today. The first one is vegetable brown rice sushi. Take a look at the picture. Yummy. The second one is brown rice breakfast pudding. Amazing. So, if these 2 recipes have in any way, shape, or form whet your palate, all you have to do is go to the description box and click on the links. That's right, guys. I'm providing you the links to these recipes. Now, when you decide to click on the link, you'll notice that forksoverknives.com is going to provide you with the following information. It's going to give you the instructions, the ingredients, and the cooking times. So please go ahead, make the dish, and let us know how they taste. We really want to know. All right, now 23% Nation, I hear you. A lot of you are saying, all right, Coach D, I get it. You want me to visit forksoverknives.com to eat more brown rice. You want me to enjoy the fun facts. But what I really want to know is, when should I eat more brown rice? Well, the perfect day is Nature Day. That's right, Nature Day. Now, Nature Day happens to be the first day of the 23% challenge, right? Now, for those of us who know nothing about the challenge, well, it's a monthly 7-day wellness program that helps to improve your health, your wealth, your relationships, and it also helps to save planet Earth. Yes, all at the same time and in only 7 days. Now, here's the interesting thing about the challenge. It's the first 7 days of every single month, which means that Nature Day is the first day of the month. Why? Because it's the first day of the challenge, right? So whether it's July 1st, August 1st, or even November 1st, it's always Nature Day. Now, for those of us who want to know a little more about Nature Day, raise your hands. Coach D is about to offer you just a little more information. Now, Nature Day, once again, is the first day of the 23% challenge. Now, on Nature Day, the primary goal is to get closer to nature. Now, yes, there are thousands of ways in which you can get closer to nature. You can go visit a petting zoo. You can go take a nature walk. But during the challenge, Coach D wants to invite you to get closer to nature by eating more plants. That's right, guys. Let's eat what nature provides directly, right? Now, for those of us who are considering transitioning to a more plant-based diet, Coach D wants to offer 3 different types of vegans. Number 1 is a 3% vegan, number 2 is a 13% vegan, and number 3 is a 23% vegan, which is what Coach D is. Now, what does 3% mean? Well, that means that you select one day out of an entire month to eat only plant foods. Now, what do I mean by plant foods? Well, we now have to very quickly talk about the five food groups of plant foods: whole grains, fruits, vegetables, nuts and seeds, and let's not forget about legumes. Now, a 13% vegan means that you're only going to consume plant foods for only 4 days out of an entire month. And 23%, well, that's 7 days. But specifically, it's the first 7 days, right? So as a quick review, 3% is 1 day, 13% is 4 days, and 23% equals 7 days. All right, now, whether you want to become a 3%, 13%, or 23% vegan, Coach D now wants to offer you just a few tips to make your Nature Day successful. Number 1, go to your local grocery store and do all of your plant food shopping in the produce section. Why the produce section? Well, because that's where all of the produce is nice and fresh. Or you can go visit a local farmer's market. Now, believe it or not, there are some advantages to shopping at a farmer's market as opposed to a grocery store, such as reduced transportation time, which means you're reducing your carbon footprint. And also, because the farmer's market is only going to have locally grown produce, that means that less herbicides and pesticides will be used. Now, another tip that I want to offer you is to go to the prepared dishes section of your local grocery store. Go there and ask the person behind the counter if they have any vegan or vegetarian options. That's right. Ask for a sample, and if you enjoy the sample, then go ahead and purchase the food either by half a pound, a whole pound, or maybe even 2 pounds. And my last tip is for you to go visit a vegan restaurant. Yes, a vegan restaurant. Now, if you have no idea where the nearest vegan restaurant is, it's very simple. Just go to Google, do a quick search, vegan restaurants near me, and Google, your best friend, will then provide the responses in less than a whole second. So, do 2 things if you decide to go. Number 1, let them know that Coach D sent you. And number 2, be sure to order something with brown rice. So there you have it, guys. 4 tips to make your Nature Day successful. All right, now it's time for our question of the day, and it comes from yours truly and the rest of the 23% nation. We want to know, which brown rice recipe do you prefer? Is it the first one, the second one, or maybe, just maybe, you know of a vegan brown rice recipe that you would like to share with us? So, whether you want to take one of mine or share one of yours, please write your responses in the comment box below. Guys, I want to thank you for watching. I definitely want to thank you for listening. As always, let's eat well, feel well, think well, do well, be well. Now, before I sign out, I got to ask you to please subscribe, especially if you love brown rice. And don't forget to use our 3-word mantra. It's #EatMorePlants. As stated earlier, my name is Coach D. I'm signing out. Always remember to take care, God bless, and never ever forget that Coach D loves you.